In winter, the forest is a vault, and nature has swallowed the key. The berries are gone, the streams are frozen solid, and the animals are hiding. Most people look at a winter landscape and see a wasteland. I see a refrigerator stocked with food and water if you know where to look. But time is not on your side. In sub-zero temperatures, your body burns calories twice as fast just to stay warm. If you stop refueling, your internal furnace shuts down and you reach the end of the line. Today, I am unlocking that vault. I am showing you 10 secret ways to source high-calorie food and liquid water when the ground is frozen hard. We are going to cover how to hack the psychology of small game, how to filter water using frozen mud, and how to eat trees to survive. You need to watch until the very end because item number 10 is the grand finale. It is the most controversial, taboo, and ancient survival secret in the book. It is the only source of nutrition that provides heat, salt, and hydration all at once, but it requires a strong stomach and survivalist instinct. Let's get to work. Number 1, the slush well technique. Water is everywhere in winter, but it's locked in ice. Breaking that ice on a frozen lake is dangerous. The science of the pain: if you walk out onto a frozen pond to chop a hole, you risk falling through. Wet feet in winter equals frostbite. Furthermore, pond water is often stagnant and full of parasites like Giardia. Drinking dirty water leads to dysentery, which dehydrates you faster than not drinking at all. It is a slow, painful way to reach the end. The pro solution is the slush well. Go to the edge of the frozen swamp or pond. Do not step on the ice. Measure exactly to feet back. Onto the bank or the mud, dig a hole straight down. As you dig below the water table level of the pond, water will seep sideways through the soil and fill your hole. The dirt acts as a natural sediment filter. Once you remove bacteria, you still need to boil it, but it removes the heavy muck and keeps you safely on solid ground. Let it fill. Wait for the silt to settle and scoop out cleaner water. Number 2, the winter spaghetti inner bark. You are starving. You look around and see nothing but pine trees. You are actually looking at thousands of calories. The sensory experience, starvation, isn't just hunger pains, it's mental fog. Your blood sugar drops, you make bad decisions, and you feel cold even in a jacket. You need carbohydrates. Most people try to eat pine needles, which offer almost zero energy. The pro solution is harvesting the cambium layer. Find a pine or birch tree. Shave off the rough, gray outer bark. Underneath, you will find a white, creamy, wet layer before you hit the hardwood. This is the cambium. It is the tree's circulatory system, loaded with sugars, starches, and vitamin C. Slice it into long strips. You can eat it raw, but it's rubbery. The pro move is to fry it in a pan or over a rock. It crisps up like bacon or pasta. It doesn't taste amazing, but it stops the starvation tremors. Number 3, the snow marshmallow. You need water, so you scoop snow into a pot and put it on the fire. You just made a rookie mistake. The science of taste. When you melt snow directly in a pot over an open flame, the snow acts like a sponge for the smoke. It absorbs the creosote and carcinogens from the fire. The resulting water tastes like burnt ash. Drinking smoke water for 3 days will make you nauseous and can actually induce vomiting, wasting precious fluids. The pro solution is the snow marshmallow. Pack a dense, hard snowball onto the end of a clean stick. Prop the stick up so the snowball is suspended near the fire, but not in the smoke column. Place your cup underneath it. The radiant heat melts the snow, and the water drips pure and clean into your cup. You get filtered, smoke-free water without ever scorching your pot. It's a slow drip, but it's high-quality hydration. Number 4, the swamp potato cattail rhizomes. Walk to any frozen marsh, and you see those brown, fuzzy cattails sticking out of the ice. They look dead. They are not. The calorie science: cattails are known as the supermarket of the swamp. The energy is stored underground in the winter. The root systems, or rhizomes, contain 10 times more starch than potatoes, but digging them up in freezing mud is brutal work. If you burn 500 calories to dig up to 100 calories, you are losing the battle. The pro solution: look for the dead stalks. Chop the ice around them. Reach down into the freezing muck and pull up the thick, rope-like roots connecting the plants. Wash off the mud. Inside, you will find a white, starchy core. You can roast these on coals or boil them. They taste like sweet corn and provide the massive carbohydrate dump. Your brain needs to keep functioning. It is hard work, so only do this if you have a way to dry your hands immediately afterwards. Number 5, the squirrel pole ram. Hunting requires energy. Chasing animals in deep snow is a calorie deficit. You need passive hunting. The animal psychology. Squirrels are naturally lazy. They hate running through deep, soft powder snow because it exposes them to predators like owls. They prefer to run on logs or highways. The pro solution is the squirrel pole. Find a large tree that squirrels are nesting in. Lean a long, dry pole against the trunk at a 45-degree angle. This creates a perfect, easy ramp for them to climb up and down. Now, attach snare loops made of copper wire or strong cordage at intervals along the pole. As the squirrel runs up this convenient highway, it runs right into your noose. You set it. You walk away, and you come back to dinner. Work smarter, not harder. But remember, this meat needs to be cooked. The nutrition in item number 10 does not. Number 6, the frozen protein with grubs. You can't find a squirrel. You can't find a rabbit. You are desperate. Stop looking at the trees and look at the rotting stumps. The visceral reality, eating insects is a mental barrier for Westerners. It's gross. But in survival, gross is a luxury you cannot afford. A beetle larva is essentially a capsule of pure fat and protein. In winter, they don't die. They freeze solid inside the wood. The pro solution, find a rotten stump and kick it open or pry it apart. Look for large, white, curled up grubs because they are frozen. You don't have to deal with them wriggling or squishing in your mouth. You can swallow them whole, like a frozen energy pill. No chewing required. Your body will digest the fat and protein just the same. It is the easiest, fastest calories in the forest. Number 7, the dark bag solar melter. It is a sunny day, but the air is 10 degrees below zero. You need water, but you have no fire and no fuel to melt snow. The physics of albedo. Snow is white. It reflects 90% of the sun's energy. That is why it doesn't melt even on sunny winter days. To melt it, you need to change its albedo reflectivity to 0. You need black. The pro solution, take a heavy-duty contractor trash bag W, which you should always have in your kit. Fill it with clean snow, tie the top, and hang it from a branch in direct sunlight. The black plastic absorbs the solar radiation and heats up, creating a greenhouse effect inside the bag. Even if the air is freezing, the bag will get hot enough to melt the snow. Cut a tiny corner off the bottom, and you have a dripping tap of water. This is solar passive survival. Number 8, the crow radar. You are not the only hunter in the woods. Wolves and cougars are better at it than you. You need to steal from them the scavenger science in a dense forest. You can't see a carcass on the ground from 50 feet away, but crows and ravens can see it from the sky. If you hear a single crow calling, it's communicating. If you see a murder of crows circling a specific spot or diving into the trees, there's meat there. The pro solution, use the crow radar. Move towards the noise, but move cautiously. If it is a fresh wolf prey, the pack might still be nearby. Wait for the predators to leave, or scare them off. If you have a weapon, scavenge what remains. Even the bone marrow from a pit-clean skeleton is a high-fat superfood. Let the birds be your eyes. Number 9, rock tripe preparation. You are on a rocky ridgeline. No trees, no animals, just gray rocks. You are looking at rock tripe, the biological trap. Rock tripe is that black, leathery, ear-shaped like and growing on cliffs. It is edible, but it defends itself with a chemical called gyrophoric acid. The sensory pain, if you eat this raw or just boiled in water, the acid will shred your digestive lining. You will get severe cramps and violent diarrhea, which in winter survival is a fatal error due to dehydration. The pro solution, you must neutralize the acid. Collect the lichen and soak it in water mixed with wood ash from your fire. The lye in the ash neutralizes the acid. Then, rinse it thoroughly and boil it again. It turns into a gelatinous goo that is thickening and filling. It's not tasty, but it's safe fuel if you process it correctly. Number 10, the vampire ration. This is the grand finale. This is the secret that separates civilized people from survivors. The concept, water is hard to find. Salt is impossible to find. Heat requires fuel. There's one substance that provides all three instantly, fresh blood. The science, reality, when you trap an animal, a rabbit, a squirrel, or a deer and you harvest it. That blood is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. It is rich in plasma, electrolytes, and natural salts that your body is screaming for in the Arctic. The Inuit have done this for thousands of years. The pro solution, do not let the blood spill onto the snow. That is wasted nutrition. If you are in a true survival scenario, Drink the blood immediately while it is warm. It warms your core. From the inside out, rehydrates you without needing to melt snow, and replenishes your salt levels. It tastes metallic and primal, but the rush of energy is instant. Warning, only do this with healthy animals in extreme survival situations. Cook the meat, but the vampire ration is your emergency booster shot. Winter is a test of will. If you can find food where others see nothing, you win. In the next video, we will dive into winter navigation, how to find your way when the snow covers every trail. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Stay fed, stay hydrated, and stay safe.